This is a major issue that's made it all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court. The justices will now decide whether President Trump has the legal authority to impose tariffs.
Yeah, the High Court heard oral arguments this morning in a lawsuit led by Oregon Attorney General Dan Rayfield. Our political director, Ken Boddy, is here with what's at stake here exactly, Ken.
Well, we don't know when the Supreme Court will make its final decision, but if it rules against the Trump administration, it could be a major blow to the president's economic and foreign policy. Oregon Attorney General Dan Rayfield, flanked by Arizona Attorney General Chris Mays and California AG Rob Bonta, representing 3 of the 12 states and a coalition of business leaders suing the Trump administration over tariffs. Rayfield says the American people are paying 30 to 80% of the current tariffs, essentially a 17.5% tax. This at a time many Americans are facing economic uncertainty and rising prices, including food and energy costs.
A lot of this stuff, it doesn't matter where you come from, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat. These are incredibly important issues that are affecting all of us, and right now it's our pocketbooks.
The president argues that tariffs give him critical leverage in economic and foreign policy. U.S. Solicitor General John Sauer pressed that point before the High Court.
On April 2nd, President Trump determined that our exploding trade deficits had brought us to the brink of an economic and national security catastrophe.
Several justices questioned whether the president's unilateral imposition of tariffs is constitutional. The president claims it is, under the 1977 International Emergency Economic Powers Act, or IEPA.
Our founders gave that taxing power to Congress alone. Yet here, the president bypassed Congress and imposed one of the largest tax increases in our lifetimes.
Business leaders say the tariffs have already raised their costs and driven some out of business. And the AG say, despite the president's claims, the power of tariffs is not his to wield. Rayfield says he's optimistic based on the justices' questioning.
If I were sitting in the shoes of either the Trump administration or the states holding the line, I'd rather be sitting in our shoes right now.
AG Rayfield says he believes the Supreme Court will expedite its decision because of the urgency of this case. In the meantime, President Trump can impose more or steeper tariffs until the court decides. We don't know how much the tariffs have already cost Oregon businesses and consumers, but we do know that Oregon is a trade state. We traded about $28 billion in foreign goods last year.
You know, it was fascinating listening to those arguments. You don't get a chance to hear the Supreme Court argue cases like this. It was just absolutely fascinating this morning as we were all tuned into that.
Especially the direct questioning from the justices themselves.
Yes, as they were just, like a conversation, and we were all listening into that. It was very interesting.
Yeah.
Ken, thank you.